Make sure your next set of seatbelts and racing suit are from Pro1Safety.ca. Pro1 Racing and Safety Products offer high-quality products made in the USA and now distributed in Canada. Pro1 Canada offers seatbelts, racing suits, helmets, and all sorts of safety accessories for drag racers. See for yourself why NHRA sportsmen world champions such as Bo Butner, Jeff Strickland, the Emmons brothers, Austin Williams, and many more rely on Pro1 Racing and Safety Products. Join the winners. Choose Pro1. Buy high-quality American-made products from your Canadian wholesale distributor at Pro1Safety.ca.
Hello and welcome back to the Bracket Life Broadcast, Canada's drag racing show. Brandon here. As always, my good pal, Andrew Stirk. Andrew, how is it going on this fine Tuesday?
Doing well. We are tired. Feeling the after effects of racing for how many days in a row was it? There was one day off, the Monday travel day, coming from Norwalk to Bristol. So in hindsight, a lot of racing. But we're doing okay. It's Tuesday. We're geared up to go racing again this coming weekend, as crazy as that is. So what more can I say?
You could be tired from other stuff, right? Like being tired from racing, like that's not that bad.
No, that's not terrible. Tired from work, tired from, just like these are all things, which I'm not saying isn't the case either, but hey, we'll find sleep. You can sleep more in the off season.
That's it.
Lots of time to do with that.
Unfortunately, Andrew, we are getting close to that. And the off season coming up means, this is a great segue too, this will be great, means that you can start getting all your stuff ready from Pro1Safety.ca, Pro1 Safety Canada, for all your upgrades in the off season, whether that be safety equipment such as helmets, fire suits, belts, whatever,
shoes, gloves, neck collars,
everything that you need to keep yourself safe. Grab all that stuff, Pro1Safety.ca. Check it out for the upgrades, this winter. Maybe you need some Christmas gifts for yourself, for somebody in your family, for a racing friend, a racing family member. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right?
Even just Secret Santa, right?
That's it.
Belts to yourself, right? These are great ways to get around these things.
Exactly. We make anything work. So you pick all that stuff up, or you just want a cool T-shirt, cool, nice hat, and like that. We got all that stuff set up, and get all that stuff set up from Pro1Safety.ca. That's where I will be getting upgraded stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year. I know I just actually put new seatbelts in Rachel's car on the weekend. Pro1 belts.
Yeah,
we've had them for a little bit. I had to put them in. The belts from her car are headed to Drag Week next week in the passenger seat. In the passenger seat, don't get upset. I'm going to use wore out belts in there and sending that Camaro down the track. Just in the passenger seat, we're doing that. So I had to take those out, put the new ones in. So we got that sorted out. Dealing with Jay, that's Jerome Bellew, our main contact that I use at Pro1. But you can use anyone, any of the 4 Canadian distributors. Obviously, we talked about Jerome, Jason McNeil down east for everybody in the Maritimes, Travis Ringeth out west, Matt and Jonathan DeVries for the Southern Ontario racers. Lots of stock all around, coast to coast, kind of close.
Close enough.
Travis
as big a country as it is.
That's it. Travis can get you to get all the stuff sent to the coast, so we're all.
He's got reach, right? He can get there.
Exactly. He's a resourceful guy. He'll get you set up. So all that stuff, check it out. Pro1Safety.ca, always helping us out. Big supporters of Bracket Life as we are of them. So support those Canadian. I know Pro1's not necessarily a Canadian company, but those Canadian dealers that are bringing great products to us. So.
Correct.
So for all those folks, we appreciate it. You can cheer on Team Pro1 Safety right now. Actually, I have it as we're watching. Right there.
Live in studio.
From the 29th annual $1 Million Drag Race. So if you want to cheer them on, I'm not sure how Jay or Kevin did today. I just actually got turned on when we were talking here. Probably would be more of a distraction than anything. I should really shut it off. We'll see. I just want to see how our guys are doing. Cheer them on. While we're talking about it quick, you can also cheer on Jamie Bridge and Mark Harvey. I'm not sure who else from Canada is made the trip to St. Louis, but I'm sure there's a few more that we'll see throughout the week.
Very possible, but good little contingent going down there. And one of them already got a win on the way down. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yes, absolutely. Mark Harvey takes the win at Wabash. I don't know why. Wabash Valley Dragway on his way to the million. Mark's a great dude. They had a great post on Facebook about him rolling down in his camper with the open trailer and the old station wagon there, and just loaded for bear.
Yeah,
he's ready for a good time. So
he's got the right setup to be the $1 million winner, right?
He does.
As compared to recent winnings. So
yeah, no, you never know, right? Mark's an awesome dude, awesome racer.
Yes,
it should be really cool. But it was awesome to see him pick up a win on the road down, right?
Yeah.
Traveling by himself, just doing his thing, right? Going for it. He went down last year and did all right, but yeah,
it's kind of a way to draw it up, isn't it? Though, like to race your way there and to get the W on the way in, like this is a long, drawn out week. In the sense of like, there's already 618 entries on Tuesday, I think is what I saw. And it's only going to get bigger from there because not everyone's there yet. And so you roll into a track with a little bit of a heater going on. Not a bad way to unload the car, right?
And just there to have fun, right? Mark's not racing with stress. Mark's there to have a great time.
Yeah. At this point now, you've got a W on your plate. You've done better than 617 other people in the last 36 hours, probably. So.
That's right. That's right. So that should be good. So as we roll through to the Canadian countdown, we'll carry on. Andrew, you got some GBM, Thunder by the Beach results for us.
We do. Labor Day weekend, which is amazing to think is past us now by a couple weeks.
Unreal.
I can't make sense of that, but here we are. We'll run down with some results from the race weekend, and then we can get into some results as far as their points. Maple City Tire Mod. Talbots, stop me if you've heard this before, but the Talbots going to finals and winning. I think this might be breaking news. I'm not sure. But Brad Talbot winning both days, defeating his father Jay on the Saturday and brother Jeff on the Sunday. So just a complete Talbot domination of Mod ET through the Labor Day weekend, which did result in some championship implications. We'll get to that in a moment. We talk about Will before as well. Taking the win Saturday over Jesse Searson. Jesse getting back out for the first time in a little while with his dragster setup. Great to see them do well. Harry Goosens with the win on Sunday over Jamie Portis, who I believe that was her first final. Jamie is multi-generational racer at this point because her dad, her mom, her grandfather have all raced. So they're it was her first final round in the big car. Rock's Edge Extreme 32. So Jamie's mom, Josie, right? This is a family affair going on here. She took home 2 runner-up on the weekend, losing to Benny Smith on Saturday, Jesse Searson on the Sunday. She did get the win, Josie did, in the 790 heads-up bike class. There was some show classes there as well. Josie, most known for her recent success on, and I'm drawing a blank on the bike series now. That's terrible, as I queued that up perfectly to forget about the name. But the all-bike series down in the U.S., she's been a multi-time champion in that. Sportsman, Mike Schmidt taking the win Saturday over Jeff Talbot. Jeff getting back into the final, which would have been 2 finals for him on that Sunday with the win over Mike. Open comp, Tom O'Keefe taking out Carmen Arquette in the Saturday final. Doug Hunt beating Tom Parent on Sunday. Bikes and sleds, Cody Howe with the win over Dave Rylett Saturday, and Steve Stretch for the win over Ernie Pavita. I think I got Ernie's last name wrong. I should know that better. My apologies on that one if I did. Junior, Jacob Firstel, and Jacob continuing a great season, had some success over at the RCSS, runs up to Grand Bend, takes the win over Emma Pignol. Nevin Zimmer getting his first win over Austin Gibson on Sunday. Junior development, Chloe Parkin with the win over Lucas Babcock, and Lucas gets the revenge on Sunday with his win over Chloe. The PSDS series, Wilson and Gray team taking the win over Tony Yosef in Top Sportsman, and Kevin Knight in Top Dragster with the win over Jesse Searson. Great weekend for Jesse, going to multiple finals to pick up a win. The implications for all these things equate now into the points. Mod ET seeing Brad Talbot crowned as the points champion for 2024. He'll be the WDRA World Finals representative. Jay Talbot finishing second, Will Steckley finishing third. That is a murderer's row of no box racers if I've ever seen one there. right?
That's a stacked list.
Absolutely. Tommy's Motors Top ET Harry Goosens, going to be the world representative at the WDRA finals for Grand Bend. He takes the championship over Kevin Knight, who finished second. Sportsman Jeff Talbot. So we've got 2 Talbots in, and if we remove or go back a year to 2023, I believe this is exactly how it unfolded last year, with 2 Talbots qualifying for it and a third Talbot going to the WDRA bracket finals and winning their way down.
Yes.
That being Jeff. This year, Jay is going to have to go and win mod to get the ticket punch to go down there. So no pressure, Jay. But Jeff taking the win in sportsman points. He'll be the representative over Jason Ferguson. Bike and sled, Roy Purtis. And I believe this was Roy's return after numerous years off of racing, but comes back. If that's the case, it is the champion in 2024. He'll take the win over Mike Rusnick for second, Nelson Tremblay third. Brad Schmidt is going to be the world representative for Grand Bend at the WDRA World Finals, finishing fourth. And junior dragster Noah Gomes will be the world championship representative. She takes first place over Levi Dill. And
that is Noah. That is
Noah.
Oh,
Noah, I said no.
Not
my.
Yeah.
I said Neva, didn't I?
That's
my
it.
apologies.
Yeah.
I'm going a little bit too quicker. So Noah,
you're doing a great job. If their names were so close, then
I think that's what threw me off there, right?
You.
Just when you read something back, you don't read the letters in the middle, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
So yeah, Noah Gomes, my apologies, taking the win for the championship. He'll be the representative. The Advanced Drainage Systems Junior Development, Chloe Parkin with the championship over Drew Lacombe. Rock's Edge 32, Tony Yosef taking home the points championship over Elizabeth Quinzel. Dean and Luke Schwimmler finishing third and fourth, father and son battling it out. Open comp, Tim Ferguson is the points champion over Tom Parent. Successful year at Grand Bend, some great points chases. I believe many of them came down to the final weekend, so a lot of implications, as I said. But congratulations to all the champions. Congratulations to all the people going down to represent the track and Canada in general at the WDA World Finals in, I believe it's later October at Montgomery. We'll have a few other results later in here from other WDRA implications for Canada. But for now, we'll kick it off back to Cape Breton. I believe you've got race number 4 results.
I do. From Labor Day weekend, Cape Breton has some awesome racing this year. They had a great weekend. I saw a bunch of posts. I have a bunch of Facebook friends from down east there, or on Facebook that I saw everybody talking about it. They had a lot of fun and a great way. I believe that ended out the year for Cape Breton. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't see any point stuff posted yet, but Saturday's box class came down to Brett Ramsey and Wyatt Rankin. Brett taking the win, which could possibly be the last win for Brett Ramsey in that dragster.
Yes.
Yep. Has a, I don't know if I'm supposed to share this or not, but I got some inside info. Brett's gonna be going a little faster next year.
Okay.
Try a little something different. So
just tease it at that. We've seen the dragster for sale, so this is we've got some insight. Okay.
That's it. Brett's got some stuff going on for 2025, so he'll be having fun. Might have it out. I'm sure if there is some racing down east, he'll be there and ready for it. So it'll be a lot of fun. Good for him. Wyatt Rankin murdered, I will say, the engine in his dragster. I was talking to his dad earlier this week. Might have been actually on the weekend, and yeah. No, he heard some stuff like that. He beat that thing up. But that's all right. They got the winner to sort some stuff out and get it fixed. But so that was the box final. Brett Ramsey over Wyatt Rankin. No box class. Donnie Chambers over Devin Cantwell. Bike sled. Stuart Ferguson over Donnie Kosnick. JC Posibon over Silas Bellows in the junior dragster class. Over Sunday, Jace McNeil takes out Michael Burns in the final. In Super Pro, Mike Hallahan over Aaron Cook. Bike sled, Bruce Courtney and Damon Courtney, father-son, battle in the finals. Good for them.
Cool.
Junior dragster, Jax Goodwin over Lily Arsenault. Sportsman class, Scott Tebow over Vince Hazel. Vince, cool little side note here. Vince is 84. Still rolling strong. Heading to a final in the sportsman category in Cape Breton. So cool deal. Oh, timeout. Oh, Jay's going.
Oh, we're
We should have
live.
left it off. We should have left the stream off. Jerome Bellieu loses round 4 of the 20K today, Tuesday. It's a good start, though.
That's a great start.
It's a good start. I just looked
That's a
down.
great
That's my bet. It's whoever was running Scott Lemon's old car. Sorry. I caught that update just as we were doing it.
That's all right. This is live and breaking if you're with us live.
That's
right
it.
now.
I was really hoping for a win late there.
This is always my favorite when we have an episode while one of the flings or the million or something's going on.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We got Mike Hickey with the actual update from the commentary section. 7 dead 7 to be no good.
Well, I don't know what to tell you about that, but that's
sounds
a good lap.
That's a fantastic lap.
I don't know what to tell you.
Right? Yeah.
That's just pulling in the lanes wrong is all that is.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad that we hit that. We hit that right at the end too. I just happened to glance down. I'm like, I know that race car. So great weekend at Cape Breton. A lot of fun for all those guys. I know a lot of those racers did make a tour to Naperville the weekend after that Cape Breton race. So we'll talk about that in a minute. First, we will hit the Labor Day weekend National Open in Toronto, TMP. So we had a bunch of results. I just make sure I get my head on straight here. The Nostalgia Super. Oh, well, I guess I was going to let you do it. Sorry, that's my bad.
No, I'm
all jacked up from the million. Yeah, sorry. You talk about Toronto, then we'll talk about Naperville next.
Yeah, just keep monitoring things there just to see who comes up next if we've got anyone else in. All right,
that's it.
So the 31st Nostalgia Superstock, Mike Guild over Chris Leader, Super Gas, James Cowie making the trek all the way from out east. And this was the fun part about it is a lot of the Eastern racers went out to Cayuga and then I imagine on their way home also hit up Napierville for the points implication. So we were talking about this in the last episode of just how many would make the trip out for the points and quite a few actually. So James with the win over local Joe Ferrari. Joe, great job with the Roadster. Super Comp, Brooklyn Noakes putting a bid in to try to deal with the points. Took the win over Blake Sutton. Super Street, Jamie Champ over Kirk Perry. Super Stock, Dominic Desjardins over Willie Box. I believe that was a final of all Chevelles. I can't remember what it was. Stock Eliminator, I believe, on both sides. Bike Sled, Dan Earl over Rob Rock and Junior Dragster, Connor Riddler over Carter Daniels. Sunday, September 1st, Nostalgia Superstock, Lloyd Booker over Harry Schillings. Gassers, which was a deep edition, Dan Rice over Dave Grant. Super Gas, Little Joe Ferrari. Joe picking up the W, avenges his runner-up from Saturday, picks the Wally on Sunday over Bill Trum
sounds good.
Yeah, well, I was going to say something else, but Trum works. Super Comp, Blake Sutton over Brooklyn Noakes. Blake reversing the results from Saturday. Super Street, Kevin Orr. I want to take a second on this one because this one we got this update while we were in Norwalk. To my knowledge, this is Kevin Orr's first win. He has raced for a lot of years. Kevin has been successful. He's finished 8th in the world in IHRA. He's won or had multiple runner-ups, been in many finals. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. But if this is his first win, what a way to win it. Taking on the Super Street Championship on Sunday over Danny Danjou. But congratulations, Kevin. This, regardless of whether this was a first or not, it's been a long time coming for him. He's done a great job. Super happy to see it. My fellow Orangevillian, even though we're both not from Orangeville, it's the closest center that anyone can recognize. Great job, Kevin. Stock, Super Stock. Brian Clayton over Dean Mogosh. Top Sportsman, Top Dragster. Sebastian Levesque. He made the trip. Looking to win the points championship. Does some damage. Takes the win over Peter Carpenter. Modified, so we're into the bracket side. Vinny Bombini over Dustin Taylor. Dustin's had a run this year in final rounds. He has gotten to the dance multiple times. Hasn't been able to close it all the time, but just still a great year. I'll take a bunch of runner-ups over never getting to the final at all if I'm in that position. Super Pro, Casey Kovacs over Drew Buchner. Street, DJ Razor, traveling DJ Razor out of Buffalo. I believe he was also there running stock, so double duty over Bill Thompson. Bike, Brandon Satchel over Jason Stewart. Junior Dragster, Lindsey Caldwell over Carter Daniels. And Dustin did update us. It is 6 runner-ups, and apparently he is retiring. Fair. I'm not suggesting that retiring is the best route with 6 runner-ups. I would certainly take 6 runner-ups at this point in my season, but at least you're getting there. You're getting there.
I agree. I would.
Right?
I'd jump all over that 6 runner-ups.
I would very
Yeah.
much so. But nonetheless, still a great season for Dustin. And congratulations to all the winners at the Toronto Motorsports Park. We will kick it back east the second half and the last weekend of the National Open Series at Napierville. Why don't you kick me off with some results from out there?
Absolutely. So all those folks, if you paid attention to exactly what Andrew just kind of said with some of the results, right? We'll get there, but those names and those results had a huge impact on this weekend and on the final points finishing. So National Open and Summit ET Finals Friday. Stock Super Stock winner Eric Merrifield over Tim Stickles. Unsure of Super Street results. Super Gas winner Charlie Knopik over Vito Bosca. I believe Charlie actually, yes sir, Charlie doubled up. So Friday wins over Vito. Saturday wins over Glenn McLean. So good for him. You know, ridiculous with what Charlie can do. He did miss a few more events in this. I think he only got 2. I want to say he only attended 2 weekends.
That sounds
Didn't,
right.
Didn't get the third,
Yep.
And then was very close in the points. We'll talk about that in a minute. Super Comp, Rob Hyatt over Benoit Martin. Top Sportsman, Top Dragster, Peter Carpenter over Serge Marino. Bike Sled, Brandon Satchel over Dylan Bolger. Junior winner, Raphael Brunet over Oliver Brunet. So a brother final in that one. Good for those boys. So Saturday, Stock Super Stock, John Armstrong takes the win. Super Gas, I already said Charlie Knopik takes it. Super Comp, Rob Hyatt over Benoit Martin. So Super Comp, same deal, both days. Top Sports, Top Dragster, Fred Anger over Frank Anger. So once again, a couple of brothers hanging out. Junior, Justin Provincial over Carter McLean. Brandon Satchel doubles up in the bike sled. Semi-pro winner was Mike Ingram. Super pro winner Fred Anger over Jason McNeil. Yeah, we already got that. Sorry, I got some double up results here.
Yeah.
So this month, Sunday. That's where it is. Sunday, Fred Anger was over Jason McNeil. Mike Ingram was a runner-up in semi-pro. Brandon Satchel triple up on the weekend for the win on Sunday in the bike sled class. Bryson McNeil over Raphael Brunet on Sunday. So that's the results from Napierville for the racing. Now let's go on. See if I can make this work the way that I want it to. This one,
that's always,
yes.
We're messing with technology here, and that's always the fun part.
Yeah, we got a lot happening. There we go. There's full screen. Sorry, there is a lot going on. We got this. We're screen sharing. We got the million still rolling. I got text messages. We're getting updates from the million as we're doing this. So there's a whole load happening. But that's all good. So here we have the results for the first John Scotty National Open Series, Canadian National Open Series. So we'll go through these quick because some of these points chases are really cool. Lewis Gill takes win Stock Super Stock over Brian Clayton and John Armstrong. Lewis had a great start to it. I'm not sure. I didn't see many results from at the end, but this does take the best 6 events out of 12 events, or 6 races at 12 races, right? So you had to attend 3 weekends. There were 6 total and lots of opportunities. So cool deal for that. Junior Dragster, I believe these are not, they're just not sorted, but Carter McLean takes the win there over Bryson McNeil. 30, 40 points different there. So close race. I know the McNeils did a lot of traveling to Naperville, obviously twice, and Bryson had a great fight there too and brought down to the end. Carter, I believe, from down east as well. So good for those fellas. Brandon Satchel, as we just talked about, he was 3 for 3 in Naperville. So, carried that through, got the points win. Shane and Dylan Bolger were right behind him. So that was a good finish there. Sebastian Levesque, who skipped out on a couple of Super Tour races. Good for him. He was committed to doing the top sportsman, top dragster deal this year. Went there, obviously cleaned house at Cayuga. Won a few more events earlier in the year and had a close run. Peter Carpenter was right there. Only 25 points separate the two of them for the final there. Danny Danjou, Quebec racer, gets Super Street 10 points ahead of Drew Buckner and Jamie Champ. From what I read on the weekend, Jamie Champ had a ridiculous Naperville turnout and put up a great fight.
Yeah.
I think, do we say he lost in a final that ended up essentially costing him the points championship, but he was right there. So good for both those guys there.
And that trek for Danny to Cayuga to get that final round.
That's
right.
right.
As a runner up against Kevin, certainly would, be a difference.
Made a huge difference. Right?
Absolutely.
Huge difference. We don't get to see, or it's not all posted, all the events and the total scores and what was dropped and what was kept. But weekends like that make a huge impact. That's why you do those traveling series and things like that. And you go to all the races. So it's a cool deal. Good for him. Super Gas, Glenn McLean takes the win. Jim Cowie, second place, 20 points behind. Vito Bosca, Benoit Martin right after that. So that's a tight race.
It's
a tight one.
There's four spots there spread in Super Gas that can, we're close enough, right? That trip out again, that trip to Cayuga and Napierville making the difference for Glenn and Jim, right? To put up a championship fight with each other there over Vito and Benoit.
Yeah. No, good for them. And I really like that because those are the classes, like the 90 classes, right? Super Street, Super Gas, Super Comp. Those ones I think are going to grow the most as we move forward and get more involvement. So these guys and these people that really do it right now are very committed to their programs for the most part. Right now, everybody's so hardcore, but it's cool to see that. And it is cool to see that it is a tight spread there amongst the racers. Now, I do say that as we do move into Super Comp, where Jason McNeil is 106 points in front of second place. We did talk about last time we brought up the points. Brooklyn Oaks had a chance or was potentially going to put up a fight to get herself into the top spot in Super Comp. And she did. She put herself in the winner's circle and in the final at the TMP race. I don't know if they went to Naperville. I thought they did the second, for the finals here last weekend. I believe they did. Not 100% sure. Either way,
not sure.
Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. Jason did have a commanding lead. Jason obviously was at Naperville, collected his championship there, had a ridiculous year, did very well, and did the traveling that he needed to do, right, to compete. I think there was for stuff like that, Brooklyn was restricted with the size maybe of the class. I think down east, there's more competitors with Jason, which also makes it harder to get through, and he plowed through the field, but Brooklyn did very well as well for what I believe is her first year on the throttle stop. So
I think that's correct too. So she maximized the potential that she had out this way with the points that are available, right? And did a good job doing it. So
absolutely. So that's fun though, right? That's a cool deal. It's great first year. Let me just change this. I need to get back to my info. Great first year for the National Open Series. Only going to get bigger. Yeah. Only going to grow from here. So that was really cool. More than 350 different racers competed in the series from 11 different states and 7 different provinces. So
wild to think that.
It's impressive because 11 states. There's a lot of states around us that are kind of close. Yeah. 7 provinces.
That part was yes, it was.
It's a lot. Now I realize there's a few 3 because Ontario, Quebec. PEI, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick gets me 5. So,
Newfoundland. I can't remember if anyone came down from up there.
I would think so. I would imagine so. So there's 6. So either way.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, but cool deal, right? That was a lot of fun. I talked about at the start of the year that I really wanted to be a part of that series and get involved. Didn't work out for everything kind of in life and where we moved to. Just is what it is, right? And then the Friday racing has, I'm sure, impacted some folks a little bit, right? Then to go and compete in both events, that they moved it to racing on Friday. Tougher for scheduling on that stuff. But if you're committed to it, then that's what you're committed to. So, but cool deal nonetheless. Great turnout. Sounded like it was awesome. Everybody that was involved that I've talked to really enjoyed it and are looking forward to next year.
Yeah, the event seemed to grow as it went, right? It had good momentum, and as the season went on, as the points chases developed, and just the people participated in it, you really saw the uptick in the size, right? The
Mhm.
East certainly did a fantastic job. Super proud of the Maritimes was able to generate for cars and for those traveling out to those Eastern races, right? So great to see good fundamental roots there. It's going to be a lot of fun to see what 2025 looks like as they put together a schedule and come up with where the dates are going to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You never know what can happen, but that'll definitely be a great series moving forward.
Mhm.
Andrew, we will hit some fall bracket action, some bracket
Yes,
Super
sir.
Tour.
You're going to give
Russell.
results from the race you were at. So
Yeah. Saturday, Super Pro, Russ Adams over Mike Chenier. That was a great race. They almost got it done. We started late Saturday, had some weather in the morning. Started late. We did run the final four on Sunday morning. The final four was Russ Adams versus Mike Chenier and Dave Rennie versus Mike Chenier. Chenier took his Corvette to the finals, both the dragster and the door car side. Russ did get Mike beat Dave, and then Russ beat Mike, and then Russ once again beat Mike in the finals to take the win in Saturday's race. Larry the Pin takes the win over James Hewitt in semi-pro, which pretty well guaranteed himself the championship for the bracket Super Tour.
Gone as far as declaring that.
Yes.
It's like a presidential race, right? We're going to declare the winner.
Exactly. It's over for the semi-pro for Larry the Pin. Juniors saw Julia Malcolm take the win, not only on Saturday, but also on Sunday. So Julia with a double up. So good for her. Sunday for Super Pro. You're not going to believe this, Andrew. It's going to be a shock to everybody listening, but Mike Chenier in the final gets the win. I know. It's on I don't know. It's a shock. I can't believe that he made it there.
That's out of left field. I'm shocked by this, like, entirely.
Yeah. Over Rock Baudouin. So two fast door cars there. Mike actually beat me in the semifinal to get himself into the final round. Car picked up a bit. Wasn't ready for it. Wasn't ready. I know that Corvette's tough to race against. It's a hard car to drive.
Yes. Yeah. He's got it running just awesome. I mean, it's been a great car for its entire life based on the multiple owners, but boy, like, Mike has got it all together right now.
Yeah, so doing a great job. Semi-pro was Mike Armstrong, and as I already said, juniors, Julia Malcolm. So one race left in the Super Tour points. I'll take 2 seconds. Make sure we're going to do this right again. There we are.
There it is.
Bracket Super Tour 2024. Just open that right up. 2024 point standings. So we'll start with Super Pro on here. I can't really fit it all on the screen. I don't know if you guys can read it or how well you can. I hope you can read it well, but either way, we'll explain it to you. Currently in the Super Pro point standings, Mike Chenier, shocking, is the current leader by 1,000 points, which is 5 rounds, 5 clean round wins based on how they do the points here. Lots of other combinations to get there with buyback rounds and things like that, and points you can gather. Some of the rounds that are highlighted here are the rounds that will be dropped by these racers or can be improved on. So there are 11 races. Your best 10 will be taken. So a lot of in the top 5. So Mike Chenier, Rock Baudouin, Langto and Sons, Daniel Langto, Alex Langto, Brock Godmere, and myself was fortunate enough to sneak into the top 5. Well, actually, the top 10. So there's 300, 400, 500, 3. Pretty much everyone has a day of winning no rounds.
Yeah, essentially a round one win would improve the score.
Would improve the score, for sure. So that's going to shake things up big time. So there's a lot going on, a lot of opportunity for people to still gain points. It's tight. I'll slide over. I just slide down. Move us over. Here we go. Now we can see a little better. So Mike Chenier, 1,000-point lead. Rock, second place with 8,000. And then it gets really tight after that. Langto and Son, 7,500, but then 71 100 points for Brock Godmare. I'm not sure what Brock's going to be doing. I don't know. I think he's done for the year. He did have unfortunate accident Friday at Lustville.
Yes.
The Flying Frog is currently no more to this point. Who knows what comes of the Flying Frog race team now?
Yep.
Brock did have a ride the rest of the weekend at Lustville, but we'll see if they make the trip to Naperville or not.
And cool side story to that the ride came from Mike Chenier. So Mike had a spare car that he has and offered it to Brock to allow him to race, which I mean, that's the cool level about what we do, right? In our racing world, right? Where someone's offering up a ride like that for him. So, yeah.
While we're on that point, Andrew, I'm not sure if you know this part. So Mike Chenier owns 3 race cars. He's got 2 Corvettes and a dragster. Chenier obviously driving his Venom Corvette right now that he's killing everybody with.
Yep.
Brock Godmare has an accident at the racetrack. Somebody goes, picks up his second Corvette, comes back, Brock races that. His dragster is at the track. Cody Levasseur having problems with his dragster engine. Cody then is driving Mike Chenier's dragster in Sunday's event. So Mike owns 3 race cars. All 3 were driving. He was only in one of them. And
wow.
So that's a cool deal, right? Just a guy that's always very giving to the sport, giving to the people in the sport, fellow racers. So great dude.
For sure.
All around.
Yep.
So that's a cool deal.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, the racing is going to be very tight. That whole, because there will be a dragster champion and a door car champion. You're going to have a hard time knocking Mike Chenier off that door car and overall championship part. Dragster's going to be
that door's wide open.
It is. You look here. So myself currently, fortunately, by 100 points, so half a round or 1 buyback round, has the lead over Russ Adams. A full round behind me is Phil Harvey, Terry Miron, Phil Harvey, and Rachel Barker, my loving wife, Derek Malcolm, Landon Erslack, Kyle Jessup. That's about, like, I'm not saying that it falls right off there, but then you're about 1,500 points behind after that. So it gets a little tougher, but up to Kyle, that's 1,000 points behind the dragster lead. So, that's one good weekend. There should be a wicked turnout at Naperville coming up in 3 weeks. I think it's 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Should be an awesome turnout. So there's going to be lots of rounds that can be made up. It's going to be a really great weekend. I'm very excited for the points chase to see how it all plays out. Like I said, that door car side, there's a lot of great racers up top.
Oh yeah.
You're really somebody's going to need to wax Mike early in the day, both days.
Yeah. That's one of those deals where you got to get him early. You got to crack him twice because you got to get him off the points on round 1, and you got to get him out in round 2 so he can't even get the half points.
Exactly.
And then, and only then, if someone puts a run together, will that race really tighten up. But he's certainly at a commanding spot.
Absolutely.
In that position.
Absolutely. So we'll roll down to semi-pro or the foot brake class, which there's a couple comments on Facebook, right? Don't call it foot brake when a bike wins. There ain't no foot braking going on. But either way, Larry the Pin Jr. takes the win. He's the champion, is what it is. Dominant year.
Yes.
Still can improve on a 500-point day. So lots of potential there for it to still go up.
Which is pretty crazy to look at it and think that where he's at, there's an improvement still.
Yeah. That's decently accessible to do. On that, Daryl Jensen, Gabe Jensen behind Stephen Ballantyne, Noemi Balabi, and Eric Monahan round out your top 5. So that those bottom half spots moving around. Daryl Jensen, Daryl and Gabe pretty well got second place wrapped up, but still some room, right? Lots of moving and shaking to go on as we move through. Juniors, Parker Seguin, Leah Monahan, Julia Malcolm, Katie Adams, and Maverick Anger rounded out. Parker, decent lead, 500 points. Still open, though.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yep. Lots of things can still change. Back to that, someone goes out early, someone else puts a run on, and come Sunday morning now, it's anyone's race.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I just got to get back to where my spot has to go. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see. This weekend we'll be finishing up the Lustville points. I don't have that right away. I can bring it up, but I don't know if Mike's leading that as well. I know at one point of the year, Mike Shenny was leading the Super Tour, Napierville, and Lustville.
Crazy. It speaks to the successful season he's had in the Venom car, right? Just
if that happens, if the triple up
triple crown,
like that's ridiculous. I have it. I got a triple crown trophy right there. I don't want to. That just popped into my mind. That's gonna be a special time if Mike Shenny can pull that off, and he's very close.
Well, and yes, like it's not like he's backing into any of these. I mean, he's charging forward.
That's it. He is taking it. Yeah. Nobody's giving it to him. He is taking it.
No, flat out. So, and doing it in the single car, like in all frankness, the way he's been able to run in circles, going low fives, high fours in a door car, and double entered and taking it deep rounds is just incredible, right? I give him all the credit in the world because that is hard to do regardless of the equipment you have to be able to keep the focus and go around like that and do it at so many tracks, so many series. So it'd be fun to see how that shakes out.
Yeah. With different racers, different opponents.
Yeah.
You're seeing different people all the time.
Yeah.
So, but that's the seat time thing, right? It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 60, seat time is key, right?
Just keep going in circles.
Exactly. Yeah. Andrew, we got a couple notes here quick. And we'll roll into some more points results.
Yeah, so we said we were going to talk about some WDRA World Championship implications. So WDRA Western Canadian Finals from Nitro Motorsports Park in Northern BC. That's the specifics of what I've got. If you ask me where it is and find out a map, we're going to have a little more trouble. But it was the first WDRA, and I think it may be the first Canadian bracket finals, I believe, held in that format. No box, Amber Rutherford winning both days in the no box class. And she will, because of that, going to the WDRA World Finals in Montgomery. I cannot fathom what the road trip from Alberta, because I believe they're in Alberta, based to Montgomery, Alabama will be. But the long distance haul will likely be going to them. If not, they will be in the top running of it. Cool thing about the weekend as well, James Rutherford, so Amber's husband, final on Sunday, got to line up against his son Lincoln. And so an all Rutherford final in box, and James showing Lincoln how it's done in his 505 probe, I believe it is, right?
Yes.
Over Lincoln. So cool deal. Great job to the Rutherfords. Excited to see Amber join the Canadian contingent. Going to be heading down to the WDRA finals as well. St. Thomas. I know there's other representatives. We weren't able to get all the info, but Jordan Crow will be heading down to Montgomery to run for a world title as the St. Thomas Box ET champion. This one came down to another Sunday final this past weekend. They ended up running both races because they lost Saturday on the Sunday, so 2 races to completion. And it was the second race on Saturday where Jordan went out early with the points lead. 250K recent runner-up Drew Buchner had a shot at it. And in round 3 with a key matchup, unfortunately went down, which gave Jordan the 1-round lead and also the golden ticket to head down to Montgomery. Congratulations to Jordan. It'd be fun to watch him. He's had a very successful year. We've talked about him numerous times on here for wins at St. Thomas and going rounds at some big money races that he's gone to in the U.S. as well. So
a very successful first year.
Very successful first year.
Not just a successful year. This is his rookie season.
That is true. That is true. So to win a points championship, to win the WDRA championship, to run for a world title in his first year. They certainly, there's a Facebook post there. They've had a very trial and tribulation type weekend with car issues and backup cars and being offered rides just to be able to try to win this title. So they certainly fought tooth and nail to do this. Kudos to them. What a great first year. And it's not over yet for them. So it's going to be fun to watch, see how that chases out. From there.
I said before, you win at the Winter Rumble. The Bracket Life Winter Rumble practice race. Jordan didn't win the main event. He didn't even win the warm-up event. He won the shootout we did at the after it was all said and done. Did actually beat me in the first round of that.
Mhm.
I say that I had a lot going on. I need a rerun at him. But you got to win in February with us.
Yep.
And here he is at Alabama. I don't know what to tell you, man.
So what I'm learning from this is the Winter Rumble really is kind of like a setup to where the championships are going to come out of. So if you're seeing someone go rounds at the Winter Rumble, that's the person I want to put some money on
That's it.
come main event season, right?
Make your
When the
bets
season
early.
starts here.
That's
Uh,
it. Load it up.
Yeah.
You want me to
The
hold your money for
indicators.
the year? We'll make bets all, that whole event. I'll bring a sheet next time. We'll mark this all down.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good for him. That'll be exciting time for Jordan. I hope they can make the trip and
Yep.
have some success, right? Take that thing down.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Roll out
Edmonton.
west. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll do some top eliminator results here. Rain out from May 12th. So they were coming down to their final points weekend. Had a rain out date, so they didn't make that up. So it's supposed to be race number 2. Mike Crozier takes the win over Jason Duchesne. Race 7, which that had a big impact, I believe, on the final points. Race number 7, which was also a rain out from August 17th. So 2 rain updates made. There you go. Winner Tanner Gates over runner-up Ryan O'Connor. Good for them. Points championship. Mike Crozier takes the win. Second place, Ryan O'Connor. A couple of those races, they had great years. We talked about Mike a bunch in the last few years we have. Let me just see. I'm taking a quick look. That 107. Yeah, that race too, that rain out made a huge impact in his points. Well, I guess Mike was about 100 points ahead of Ryan when it all came down to it, but that's all right. Ryan O'Connor had a great year. I'm not sure how all their points necessarily work, but everybody's got their different systems. But either way, good for those racers. I was going to bring it up on the screen so we go all over it, but when we made those points large, that was very hard to read. So
yeah,
that's all good. Yeah, that's all good. But you can go through all that stuff. Check it out on the Top E Facebook page, Top Eliminator Edmonton. But great racing. Good for those guys. Tanner Gates has been having a wicked year. Fourth in the points. There he is. Only 16 points behind Ryan for second place. But Tanner's had a wicked year too. Part of this Bracket Racing Elite. He's a member there, has posted some different questions and things, and then has posted results that I've been following and kind of interacting with a little bit on there. So good for him, tearing it down.
Yes. Yep. Great job.
So congratulations to all those racers and the Top Eliminator Series on another great year. Looks like a really fun deal. Those are the biggest winner circle pictures every week.
Yes.
Or every event that they post.
Yep.
They're huge. So good for them.
They do it up well, right?
And it doesn't matter Saturday night, Sunday night, no issue. That winner circle is packed.
It's not unusual to see the Saturday night pictures anywhere be big ones, right? It's the Sunday ones that usually have a sparse crowd and not in the Top E. So cool group would be looks like a lot of fun, right? A lot of fun.
It does look like fun.
It does.
Saskatchewan International Raceway. We're running. We haven't had a whole lot of results, I guess, lately, or I feel like we haven't talked about SIR in a bit.
No.
But the OK Tire Super Pro winner, Barry Stetner over Bob Fizzle. Pro, Anita Hendry over Brandon Bennett. Sportsman saw Jace Steele over Amanda Jack Flamen. I feel like my tongue always gets up. Yeah. That's it.
No idea.
Street Legal, Evan Stephenson over Walter Furnitz. Junior Street Legal, Marley Breeze over Trace Wasluk. Second Chance Box, Jamie Fesnel or Fiesel over Travis McBain. Second Chance No Box, Ryan Appleby over Perry Duncan. Sunday Super Pro, Kim Bodnard over Rick DeGus. Pro, Ryan Appleby. I'm really having a hard time with all these. That's all right. I apologize if I'm getting your name wrong. Over Brandon Bennett. Sportsman Chantel Hendry over Amanda Flamen again. Street Legal Jared Smith over Chad Novak. And Junior Street Legal Marley Breeze with a double up over Maya Jax. So that's about the results for this week. Andrew, we did the Canadian countdown for the whole show. That's all right.
Yeah, with a lot of championships though, a lot of stuff going on from Labor Day here. I mean, that's, these are all the things we want to talk about. So
yeah, exactly. I feel like we did skip over your Norwalk and Bristol experience.
Well, we might have.
I think we got a little distracted with how the show started.
That's okay.
So I did want to hit that before we do go.
Well, it was a fun trip. There wasn't a lot of results. There might have been some intention on my end to skip over it just a touch because it certainly wasn't the results-laden trip I was hoping for. A great time was had. Met lots of great folks. Learned a ton. Had some neighbors in Bristol that were from Jersey, and we explicitly understand that South Jersey is not North Jersey. So I'm much more educated on the Jersey area than I was before. But had a great time. Norwalk was a bit of a struggle. I've never seen a race plagued by so many things that a racetrack could not control. Between rain, weather, we had a transformer blow up at about 10:30 at night on the Friday night when a raccoon decided it was time to go figure out what was in the transformer. Watching two cars go down a racetrack and then the lights go out. And fortunately for them, the only lights that were on some sort of backup system were the ones in the top end of the track, and shutdown was a rather interesting time to watching Norwalk in the pitch black. Interesting time. But we had a good time with it. Great racing. They only had one winner from it. I believe it was on the Saturday night because the Friday program, they struggled to get it finished between the rain, the raccoon expedition that shut us down till I think we got running again around 12:30 at night. And at that point, most of us had put cars away. Trailer doors were locked. And when Evan Bader comes back on the PA system, the lights literally haven't been on for more than probably a minute. And you hear, "We're back." And they're telling you how they're going to finish this race tonight. Kind of surreal, only very Norwalk experience type stuff. Sunday was probably our best day. I got both my entries to round 4 before I just fell flat on my face. But from there, packed things up and made the trek 443 miles. And I remember almost every one of them trying to get down to Bristol from Norwalk. End up in Bristol, was in the dragster race Tuesday. Was my best day by far. Came off the trailer with some good passes. Got completely lucky and fell into a win light in round 1 when one of the Williams brothers gave me it back by 2 thou in a pass I did not deserve to win. Redeemed myself a bit in the next round to be, I think I was 10 dead 6, pumping it twice to take the stripe. Round 3, so down to 4 cars, one more win light. We're running for a Race Tech dragster. I get Chad Duke, and I let go perfect. He let go 10. I'm pretty sure he sprayed me somewhere in the middle part of the track because I remember getting down there and all of a sudden I wasn't catching him. Then started catching him again, caught him, began to worry about when to drop because the reality was if I dropped too early, he's probably going to spray around me, right? And he drops, I dropped, he went backwards, I went backwards. I did not go backwards near enough as I needed to. Took 12, broke out by 4 thou. Chad Duke goes on to win the dragster race. From there, it's a series of events of me not letting go good or not dialing well for the rest of the weekend, chasing myself. But we had a great time. The fling event's so much fun. We had the reaction time challenge on Friday morning. Friday morning. So 25 racers randomly picked. You get pulled out, and if you can go 00, like 00, you're going to get $100. If you go trip zip, they give you 1,000, and you get to come right back around to take a crack at 10 grand if you can do it twice. I got picked for the 25. I went up. I was fully convinced I was either going to let go 25 green or 35 red with nothing in the middle. I managed to fall out of a tree to a 004, collected $100, which was really cool. Later in that race, managed to let go perfect, drop to go dead 4 and win one of the Kyle Seipel 000 hero coins. When I hit the ticket booth, the interesting part about that one was I hit the booth. I seen the W, obviously. I knew I'd want the win. When I let go, I'm like, that's a good light. When it left, I'm like, oof, it's green. That's a great light. Rolled down through, dropped, made a good lap, hit the booth. And She told me, says, I've got something for you. And she hands me a coin and I look at it and I realize it's the 000 coin. I was set up mid-teen. I was not set up to let go perfect. It was by far one of the dumbest moves I've made all weekend to let go like I did. But thank God I had that extra time in the box, because otherwise I'm just a chump in round 3 or whatever it was. So I had a moment with her. I was like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. She goes, you won. I'm like, yeah, but I didn't set up to be 00. I set up to be teen. I let go red. Just happened to be perfect. So cool deal. A lot of fun. Certainly was a tough track. Bristol is a difficult place to put up win lights. I recall them saying that was probably one of the events that they've handed out the most 000 hero coins at. And if you go look at the results, it is a never-ending list of pictures with people with coins and $50. That was the level of racing it was at. Stellar. A lot of fun. Look forward to doing another fling event in the future. But overall, fun trip. Got home in one piece. Cars are all good. Loaded up, ready to go to Grand Bend this weekend to do some testing and try a few things out. We're kind of in testing mode at this point in the year to get ready for Napierville. Hopefully I can show up there and be like an iceberg and just sink ships for everyone, right? So
I'm hoping that with your double entry situation, you can swing yourself over to a couple of racers' sides and help me out a little bit. You know?
I will do my best. I'm at this point where I don't have a shot at championship. All I can do is be the spoiler and go to final rounds, and I will gladly endorse that role.
I appreciate that. Let's just hope it's for me, not against me. You know what I'm saying?
I understand completely.
That's how it goes. So that's about it for tonight. What I've got coming up, we're headed to Lustville Dragway, Louis Gagne Trucking Super Weekend. Should be excellent. Sunday morning breakfast is always good. I'm not a big breakfast guy, but I'll make it work. You know,
For sure.
If we can make it swing, maybe this year we'll have burgers for breakfast. I doubt it's going to happen, but a guy can dream.
Just add an egg to it. It's a breakfast sandwich, isn't it?
Nah. We're strictly burgers here. We don't do that egg on the burger. Nah, that ain't my style.
I was just saying, if you need to qualify this somehow,
I hear you. I hear you. Because you can put it on and take it off, right? It don't matter.
No, it's exactly. As long as it comes with an egg on it as you get it, that's a breakfast sandwich. What you do with that later is
live your life, man. Live your life. Yeah. I hear you. So that'll be fun. It'll be good. Nice to hang out. That'll be the final points weekend for Lustville, I believe, because I don't believe that Lustville is going to collect points at the tour race. But yeah, either way, last time we'll be at Lustville for 2024. And then following that, we have the Bracket Super Tour event, 3 weeks. There's another Fuel Tech Pro Mod Series and bracket race at Naperville Dragway, September 21st to 22nd. Mission's got an event. Shannonville's final points weekend coming up in 2 weeks. Greenfield has a quick 660 race next weekend as well. I have notes here for
I think October 2nd and October. There's
with the 660 Sportsman Nationals.
Yep, and I believe RCSS has their final non-points weekend at the same time. And then from out our way, the next weekend, Thanksgiving, it's the Turkey Nationals.
Yeah, St. Thomas. There's a big weekend coming up at Miramichi, September 28th, 29th for juniors. 1,500 guaranteed to win each day, plus King of the Hill race.
Wow.
So that'll be cool. Lots going on. I've said it before, this is my favorite time to race. I hate when it ends, but September, October is my favorite time to race.
Yeah.
Hands down. Everything just matters. You know, if you're in a points championship or a points chase, everything matters so much, right? You're so focused, you're zoned in, your stuff's, for the most part, your stuff should be figured out. You should know where you're sitting now, and it's just great racing from here on out, you know. Yep. And you just appreciate every moment you're at the track now, because you know, we all know we got about 5 or 6 months or however many that we get to sit on the couch at home for.
There was snow in North Bay just a couple days ago. And when you hear that scares the bejesus out of you, because you know it's winding down. But you're right. You enjoy every minute at this point in the year. This is the point where you really appreciate when you wake up and it's sunny and it's at least warm enough to go racing. It ain't 90 degrees like it was, and I will take 90 degrees. I am the 90-degree person until, you know, the end of days. I'm not the winter guy. But anything above warm enough to go racing, that's a great day in the fall for me.
Absolutely. So when you're getting ready, make sure you might not need it for this weekend, fill that propane tank up, Make sure you got propane. Might need to run that furnace. I've already had that conversation, right? We've.
Yep.
I was actually at the start of the show. I was getting some messages, looking at potentially heading to Namibia.
Oh yeah.
Which will be the first weekend of October.
Yep.
Hopefully, can make a trip down with a few other friends, and we'll do that. That I guarantee I will need the furnace for.
No question.
I have raced Namibia in October. You need the furnace.
I feel like racing in Pennsylvania in October in general, only because I've done that once or twice, but in a different direction. It's just a flat out like you better have a heater, and if you don't,
that's your problem, man. I hope you got a lot of blankets.
Absolutely,
or some close friends. But yeah, that's it. That's how we'll end the year. We'll see what happens. Still lots of racing left though. Lots of opportunities to make some money. Lots of opportunities to get yourself in the winner's circle. Send us your info. Let us know how you make out, how you finish the year. For anybody who is watching the Million, enjoy that. It's gonna be a fun week. I love Million Week. I miss it when it was in October, but Million Week's still a lot of fun.
It's still the most unproductive week for drag racing employers ever.
Yeah. There you go. Dave Gunn says he raced Namibia in October, but got a hotel. Yeah.
See, that's thinking.
Yeah. If you get a hotel when you go to Namibia, you got to get, I don't know what hotel it was, but it's the one with the Quaker Steak and Lube in the parking lot.
Oh.
That's the hot ticket.
That's the one. That's 5 stars right there.
That's the tip right there. I don't care how the hotel is, man. You got the Quaker Steak and Lube in the parking lot, you're set.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll let you go. That is it. That is episode 69 of the Bracket Life broadcast. Crazy that we're this far into it. It's been a long time. The every other week stuff kind of slows the numbers down, but either way,
a lot of weeks
for a while. But it's been fun.
Number 70 coming up, and what are we going to do at 100? That's not that far away.
It's not that far away. We'll have a big party. We'll have everybody over. Do a live show somewhere.
Yeah, just pick a backyard, and I like that.
That's what
we'll work on that. Number 100 will probably be somewhere in the midwinter. We should do the math on this one before
we should figure this out.
Yeah,
making plans. Either way, that'll be all good. So, all right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks everybody for chiming in, throwing your comments up there. Love it. Love the interaction. Congratulations to all the points winners. Great talking about you. Great time all throughout the year. Glad that those series, went off and went as well as they could. I don't know. I love Canadian drag racing. I love talking about it. I love seeing everybody win and fight the same fights that we do every year throughout it. So cool deal. I have a lot of fun with these episodes.
For sure.
When we talk about champions and things like that. So carry on with it. Have fun. Like I said, enjoy the last few weekends we do have to be able to go to the racetrack for a little bit, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you, pro1safety.ca. Check out all that stuff for your updates throughout the winter, whatever you need. And Andrew, with that, I think we'll hit the road. We'll see you all then.
All right. Have a good one.
Make sure your next set of seatbelts and racing suit are from pro1safety.ca. Pro One Racing and Safety Products offer high-quality products made in the USA and now distributed in Canada. Pro One Canada offers seatbelts, racing suits, helmets, and all sorts of safety accessories for drag racers. See for yourself why NHRA sportsmen world champions such as Bo Butner, Jeff Strickland, the Emmons brothers, Austin Williams, and many more rely on Pro One Racing and Safety Products. Join the winners. Choose Pro One. Buy high-quality American-made products from your Canadian wholesale distributor at Pro One Safety.